Hi, I'm Edie Hand, founder of Women of True Grit. You know, I like to share stories about women that have been through hard things and they turn them into beautiful situations. And I like to use that metaphor of a pearl, that it takes a speck of grit to form a beautiful pearl. Well, today's lady is a beautiful pearl. Her name is Marsha Folsom. She's our former First Lady. And she's not only just that, she is a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and an entrepreneur that has made a difference in our state. Take a listen.
I grew up in Coleman County in a little community called Walter. My father owned the country store and the cotton gin. One of the things that I enjoyed the most when I was growing up is the fact that during cotton season, schools got out for cotton picking. The children would help pick cotton, and then they would ride the cotton wagons to the cotton gin. Well, of course, that was playtime for me. There were more boys than there were girls, so I guess you could say I was pretty much of a tomboy. My dad had just been elected to the legislature. Big Jim had just come out of the governor's office, and the Folsoms moved back to Coleman. So Big Jim and Jamel invited us as a family to come to the Folsoms' house and have a meal. And so when we got there, I met Jim in a water balloon fight. He and his brother Jack were having a water balloon fight. So I got in the midst of all that. Me and my brother did. So that's how I met Jim. But never did I ever think that I would marry him. I had graduated from college and was working in Tuscaloosa. I worked for the University of Alabama for 3 years after I graduated. We started dating then. It was just like, you know, that was the reintroduction. We dated for about 3 years. He did not ask me to marry him. He said, "Marsha, when will you marry me?" Is how he phrased it. Pretty sure of himself.
Pretty sure of himself. Well, I guess after that period of time he knew.
Yes, he did. If you care for your state, if you care for your community, partisanship should not get in the way. With Patsy and I, we were always great friends, and she and I share a love for the state, but we also share a love for doing things and for hospitality and making people feel comfortable and welcome. And, you know, really, that's what Alabama is all about. You know, as Catherine Tucker Wyndham said, Alabama is just one big front porch. And I love that.
That's true. It's a great line.
It is.
And it's not just a line, it's a reality.
It's a reality. I've always wanted to be creative, you know, creation and creativity. I'm not an artist, but I am a creator, I think, in a lot of ways. And a lot of that creation is around people. I've traveled the state with Mary Jolly. Mary Jolly came on staff also to head up the Governor's Office of Children and Families. And part of that was that she and I traveled the state and we had listening sessions. We had 18 listening sessions across all over the state and talked to stakeholders and children and teachers and all types of caregivers about the status of children in our state. What grew out of that was the Alabama Network for Family Resource Centers, where families can come who need resources, and they can come to one place, be treated with respect, and be directed into the services that they need. In 2021, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I have such a wonderful network of women friends who rallied around me, and they're not all here. But the night before I had my surgery, we all did a Zoom. All these friends that I have made throughout the country, and we all came together. And going into that surgery, knowing that I had their love, and then another thing that someone advised me to do, and I was so glad I did it, is that I prayed for everyone that was going to see me on my surgery day.
And are you healthy now?
Yes, well, it's been 3 years, and so, you know, it's a waiting period too. Really, true grit is someone who believes in herself, but is not selfish, and that shows compassion, but that can rise to an occasion when they are called upon. I'm Marsha Folsom, and I'm a woman of true grit.
For more inspiring stories like this, visit ediehand.com.